Damn tool, that's crazy. Welcome. Hello, 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 Robert. Hey, hey. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So let me open my streams on my other computer so I can make sure that they are alive at all times. All right. Oh, that was a good crack. And I'll go pour myself something to drink and we will start. I'll be right back. Coconut flake and fudge cookie. Holy shit. That sounds legit. Sounds cool. Okay. This is actually the second attempt to stream for today. My first attempt of streaming today got cog-blocked by guess who? By Bsod. What the fuck is my camera doing again? Can you please? No, it can't fix itself. Camera. Where was the automatic focus? Okay. No? This sounds better. Okay. Right, and yeah, we'll take those. By who? By Microsoft. Literally, Bill Gates himself came to my house and cog-blocked my computer. Not even joking. That's literally what happened. And then he took my surveillance camera videos away, so I can't show it to the world. He's a very smart man. Not surprised that he was richest man on earth for the longest time. I'm not surprised at all. Okay, what do we have today? You please go away. So today I kind of want to work on, I can probably put my camera back down like this. It's more familiar. Since I don't really need to do anything with the system tray, I think I don't need to actively be showcasing it, The way you wrote it is very funny. It's not grammatically correct, but it sounds very funny. You used infinitive, like srać, but the correct past tense is sral. We actually don't usually say to shit in my bed. We usually say piss in your boots. But yeah. Literally, no. It wasn't Bill Gates, it was me. I did that. So I think I need wait for message or wait message. Yeah, I think that's what I need today. It's a function that, well, yields control to other threads when a thread has no other messages in its message queue. The wait message function suspends the thread and does not return until a new message is placed in the thread message queue. Yeah. So we'll kind of use that to suspend our rendering thread so that we don't re-render every frame. And then we will be able to remove the sleep from the main loop, well, at least on Windows. Or maybe we'll still leave the sleep. And I guess that's kind of the gist of it. It shouldn't be very hard to do. Strings can be static and can be dynamic in Jai. So you probably know that Jai has size strings. So a string is literally an array view of U8s. So it's a struct that has a count and a pointer to U8, to an array of U8. And you can allocate it on the heap, those pointers, or you can allocate a string literal like this, right? And in this case, the string itself is getting stored in the constant data storage of your executable, which means that it becomes like immutable. Like if you will try to edit it, you will just crash your program. Okay, I just muted my mic so I don't slurp too hard. I hope you're grateful for that. Okay, so wait message. It's literally just a single call. Here we do true and platform wait for, I guess something like that. Oh, not here, not in the build. It has to happen in main. While not QTA, like here. Seconds since init. And this should be different because DT will get, you know, kind of fucked. Right? But we will think about it slightly later. I apologize. So maybe let's put some music on. Let's put that copyright warning on my YouTube VOD. It's interesting he chose to keep the prefix cast syntax and make pointer the reference postfix. This is actually an ongoing language war in the secret beta Discord. There's currently 3 ways to do casts, and one of them is actually postfix, like this. This is actually valid for now. I just haven't bothered changing my code yet. There's also a third way, which is a functional way. So you can do, instead of doing like this, you can do that. So cast becomes like type of, size of, you can just do cast. And I think there's also some kind of a prefix notation. There's like 3 or 4 ways to cast in the language now. And people are constantly kind of fighting which is better. And at some point, most of them will get removed. But that's the advantage of having a closed beta, so you can freely do stuff like that, you know, without your users trying to eat you alive. Where is my music? Let's do some maybe chill, like Elder Scrolls vibes. Or something. Oh, hell yeah. You can do that with an open beta too. Yeah, you just need to be a bit more dismissive of your users. Not dismissing your users, yeah, a little bit more. Right, so platform wait for message. We can actually open Focus Editor. I did this kind of platform waiting for message for X11, like a while back for Focus, but I've never actually looked at how exactly it's implemented on Windows. On X11, you need to just block on the socket and filter out events that you're not interested in. And it's kind of, I mean, it has complications, but essentially that's what you do. And on Linux, or Linux, wait for, okay, platform wait message. That's what it's called. By the way, today GitHub merged syntax highlighting for Jai, and it will go live with the next like milestone release or whatever. Oh, it's literally wait message. It's just wait message and nothing else. Holy shit. And there's also wake up thread. Yeah, I expected that. I actually saw Ryan Fleury having that wake up thread. We will maybe also have to set timers because we have animations on our UI. But let's worry about it a bit later, shall we? What about the language detection tool? Yeah, it should work just fine because, you know, a proper grammar got submitted. Yikes. I hate the system. Can I somehow... what a mixer. Nice. Get fucked. Hey, козырная хуйня. Yep, for real. But yeah, I mean, all the language grammars, they're not... It's not like they are officially sanctioned by... Or not sanctioned, like legalized by GitHub. It's just a repo that you can submit a grammar to. And I mean, it's not like they care much. Okay, you submit a valid grammar, we'll just accept it, I guess. And there's a lot of Jai repos on GitHub, so they probably search for it somehow to make sure that it's actually used. It's actually used, and then they just merge it. Grammar for fart script. I'm gonna be surprised if that exists already. Platform wait for message. For message. So let's see what happens if I do that. Oh, wait message isn't declared. That's interesting. So I guess in video games you never wait for message, so Jai did not have it. Here we have post message W, and here we have wait for message. We don't even, it's not even, yeah, it just doesn't have any kind of signature, which is very, very nice. I unironically like it. All right, so on the surface, oh, you see, I don't have animations anymore. I only have them if I move mouse. So it clearly works. Yeah, you see? That it's scuffed like that. Hannah Montana links. Yeah. So now we can't just suspend our stuff. We also need to make sure that the tick is going until we have animations. Let's see how Focus uses wake up. Wake, yeah. How Focus uses the wake up thread. Build system. Okay, I mean, that makes sense. You build a file and you wake it up, wake yourself up. Is it something like that on... Okay, so it's literally just in the build system. So I guess stuff like running animation and blinking the cursor in focus happens in timers, right? Where is the timer? Yes, set refresh timer. Here it is. Refresh every second. By default, you refresh every second. Set cursor timer, kill cursor timer. Let's see how it's used. Platform set refresh timer. Okay, it's in main. And it's used after, so I assume this is the main loop. Well, not really. Oh, it's just before the main loop. Start a timer to redraw regularly so that we don't wait for input to display something that changed externally. This timer is fired less often than the cursor timer. So this thing makes it refresh kind of every what? Every second? Is this what I'm getting? Platform set refresh timer. Yeah, refresh every second. This one refreshes every 50 seconds. Let's check the cursor refresh. I mean, there is definitely a way that I can see doing that, right? I can just look at the state, at the button state in my UI, and as long as I have some kind of a lasting effects, I can just, you know, keep posting messages to the thread. But it seems a bit, you know, kind of unclean. Here we have set cursor timer. Cursor start blinking. Set cursor timer. Should draw cursors. If not cursor blinking, or config settings cursor blinking time in milliseconds less than 0 return true. Otherwise, milliseconds since start. Interesting. Kill timer. Set timer. Let's read about set timer and kill timer. Set timer creates a timer with specified timeout value. A handle to the window to be associated with the timer. The window must be owned by the colon thread, blah blah blah, if a null, blah blah blah. A non-zero timer identifier. Elapse, the timeout value in milliseconds. The function succeeds and the handle parameter is null, the return value is an integer identifying the new timer. An application can pass value to the kill timer function to destroy the timer. If the function succeeds and handle parameter is not null, the return value is non-zero. Okay, an application can process the WM timer message by including a timer case statement. Okay. Or specifying timer proc. I wonder what Focus did. Refresh cursor timer ID. Okay. I don't see any callbacks here. So I assume that it's gonna be WM timer. Oh fuck. No? Interesting. What does kill timer do? Timer to be destroyed. Does not remove timer message. Already posted. Destroying a timer. Using timers. Okay. This topic shows how to create and insert timers and how to use timer to trap mouse input at specified intervals. Okay. Contains the following sections. The following example uses a timer function to create two timers. The first timer is set for every 10 seconds. The second for every 5 minutes. 10 seconds, 5 minutes. To process WM timer message generated by these timers, add a timer case statement to the window procedure. So, why can't I see that in Focus, I wonder? It's literally isn't there. Look at that. It literally does not exist. Huh. Oh wait, do they maybe not? Maybe it's here. No, this is it defined in Jai, but interesting. So they don't handle the timer. So maybe just the fact that the window gets the message is enough for them to re-render, right? Yeah, process 10-second timer, process 5-minute timer. Application can also create a timer whose are processed not by the main window procedure, but by the application-defined callback function, as in the following case. I might just actually, I don't think I'm gonna do that, because since I've literally copied the Windows platform layer to my own code base. I can just, you know, do the thing. Yeah. The calling convention for my timer proc must be based on the timer proc callback function. Or this timer proc has unnamed parameters. Nice, epic signature. But it's basically, what's that? Nice documentation. I mean, it's a handle to a window. One of them is probably just CWM param, right? Probably just look at that and identifier, a pointer to application defined callback function that was passed. Yikes. And then we destroy the timer. Okay, let's let's look at what they do with the timers. It's necessary to prevent more input while you have mouse pointer on the screen. Traps mouse input. Mouse trap. Set timer creates timer that sends every 10 seconds each time the application receives timer message. It records the mouse pointer location. If the current location is the same as the previous location, the application's main window is minimized. As the previous location, the application's main window is minimized. The application moves the mouse pointer to the icon. When the application closes, kill timer stops the timer. I see what they do. So they lock the cursor towards this. What the fuck is this? Why am I being DM'd? Oh. Okay. Pum pum pum. Set timer. Main window proc case timer is iconic. Get cursor pause. Yeah, I see. And here's an application defined callback. My timer proc. Here we go. Message. Timer identifier, a current system time. Okay, so timer is literally just an event that fires. I mean, this doesn't look like something useful necessarily. All I want to do is to play animations. Like, that's literally it. Right? So here when I'm moving mouse, like the cursor is pulsating, you see? But as soon as I stop my mouse, everything freezes. Here, like everything is frozen. But if I type, stuff happens. So I need some kind of a way for the widgets for like for active widgets of getRect to unsuspend window, or rather, you know, like maybe generate input event or something. buttons in GetRect. So let's delve into it. I recently watched some a gaming essay or something, or it was movie essay, I don't remember exactly. And the script was so obviously like heavily AI generated. It had, you know, all the ChatGPT cliches. It was so jarring to watch that. And I mean, the video was nice, it was nicely edited, it was narrated by a real human, but the script itself, you could clearly hear that. You would very clearly hear that. Let me actually frame font. Let me do that with the font. Yeah. I'm just gonna set the font a little bit bigger for the people on the phones, because I got asked yesterday. Where do we have GetRect left-handed widgets button? Yeah. Oh, I accidentally closed Emacs. My bad. Emacs, you're okay? Emacs, are you all right? Oh, did I not? I did. Interesting. I guess whatever. Compile exe. Okay, we have that. Nice, it works. I mean, it doesn't work, but you know what I mean. Well, where is our epic left-handed button? Right here. So button, it has like a state. It has a button state, and button state has stuff like effects, duration, factor. So it has it has stuff like this, basically, which identify, well, current state on the button, for how long it's been pressed, for how long it's been hovered over. And I wonder if there's some way in GetRect, maybe on an active widget, I need to put Jai directory under Git so I can search it properly. Maybe it has some kind of functionality to check for activation proc. Last GetRect frame is on stack, last updated time, cosmetic DT. Maybe this one. I use ripgrep under the hood. It's like a plugin for Emacs that has ripgrep under the hood. The plugin is called, that's what it's called. As a matter of fact, let me do that right now. Cd program So now if I open Magit, which is very slow under Windows. Okay, yeah, we have a Git repo, which means now I can search Epic. Now I can search here. Yeah. I mean, the only kind of downside is that it kind of relies on that Git folder to detect current project. You can throw a different file there if you don't want to store something under Git. It's that project or something like that. But it's usually just easier to initialize an empty Git repo. Okay, Cosmetic DT. Okay, last update time Cosmetic DT is different from the per frame DT. Since button may appear and disappear due to the user switching between screens, a button might not be rendered for a long time, then come back. We want its cosmetic timers to tick during that time. So if it's fading out, it isn't still lit 30 seconds later, but rather than ticking every widget, for now we just compute Cosmetic DT when it comes back and use this really long DT to compute effects. Stop using state. So maybe there's some kind of way to do that. Active widget per frame update. Huh. Remove. Deactivate all. So let's open my main, and there's a procedure that we call kind of every frame. Last time, current time. I guess we do it like this. Update window events. Forget resizes. Get rect handle event. Yeah, get rect handle event. I think that's the one. Now for each event on this frame, get rect handle event. Let's try this one. Get rect handle event. What does it do? Events to handle. We'll just handle them next time, you know. Get rect handle event, just buffer it. For now, we just buffer events here and handle them at the top of per frame update after the frame counter is incremented, so that we have a consistent counter when handling events. Is it available with package install? Ooh, I have no idea. I'm using use package, so that's what I'm using to install Emacs packages, but I don't even know if that's the current way. It's something that I was using for a long time. Yeah. You can, I think you can see my Emacs config. I think it's actually open sourced. Hey, Falendur. Yeah, that's the package. And here's my Emacs config. If you want. Events per frame update. Swap. Ah, yeah, so it's just double buffering. All right, events per window update. Where is it being called? Okay, UI per frame update. There you go. UI per frame update. Yeah, I'm having an alright evening, I guess. What does it do? If active widget and active widget last blah blah blah. So window. Active tooltip would do some stuff. Setting DTs, like left click would do that. Pop-up occlusion window per frame, events, and then we return whether it is active. Okay, and what's next? I guess that is all. But where are events? This one? Ooh. Render proc. Yeah, theme proc, that's the one. Yeah, theme proc. Okay, it's just all right. So this one just returns the theme. Yeah, that's the one. Just returns the default theme. Okay. UI per frame update. What else? UI get button state. I can like do a stuff, you know, I can do kind of a hack where if a pointer is like on top of my window, I'm just constantly sending messages. But that doesn't sound that good, to be honest. Windows per frame update. Where is it called? Is it getting? It's not called anywhere. Interesting. So wait, if I delete it, I'm literally just gonna compile without any issues? No. Ah, it's because of those fucking backslashes. Yeah. John really likes to align his identifiers. And here we have events per frame update, Windows per frame. So events per frame update. Don't really do anything. Maybe Windows per frame update. We also don't really do anything. Drop procs. What is switch window doing? Current window, render target, diagonal thickness. This frame per window states. Okay, what's that? Just some mouse positions. Last frame. Okay, so it's some delta, which means kind of like Windows is on top of that. We have swapped the order of occlusion per window update and events per window update, because if occluder under cursor is set to null, it confuses some activation event visibility code. Oh. Okay. So I guess my hypothesis is that events, they aren't really handled globally. Actually, I know that for sure, now that I think about it, that every kind of widget will just have its own little event handling, because all of them have access to input module. I mean, which makes sense. You don't want to handle clicks like globally and dispatch events from the top level module, right? You kind of want to do it when it happens. So I'm not gonna be able to catch any changes globally. I need to go down. So that's why I probably need to do some stuff on the active widget. Yeah, hash status flags, draw procs. What do we have here? Texture UI init, get button states, Windows per frame update. Okay. UI per frame update. Active tooltip. Current tooltip. Okay, status flags. This is kind of an interesting thing. No, it's not really the thing I need. So this is probably getting called somewhere within the widgets. Require texture. UI get buttons. Oh. Oh, okay. It used to do something, but now it does not. Okay, switch window. So something happens here, and so what I think I need to do is I need to get like a list of active widgets. Move towards memory radio box. What's that? Radio box. Damn. Okay, some global data. Get global. Ooh, holy shit. Events per window update. Huh. Oh, hello? And it's scope file. Yikes. But who calls it? Switch window. What does it set? Search all widgets for one to activate. All events are currently considered to be in the same place, but we check every widget each time. This can of course be sped way up. Now we're iterating over every single widget. We want to make sure that we can handle several switches of input event mid frame when frame rates are low. Incomplete. Make this a local temporary pool. That's a lot of to-dos. Okay, activation proc widgets. We have this thing. If state, we have a state table, all right. Daniel, who's Daniel? If the widget was not drawn, it means was not drawn. It means it is invisible. Okay, don't attempt to activate it. Is there a better way to check for something invisible? Except for using scissors stack. That can be empty. Activation proc widgets. What do we do? Occurred events. For event index. Events to handle this frame. For activation proc widgets. Activated. Check for activation proc. If activated, active widget add. Okay. This is promising. What active widget add does. Ooh. Oh shit. Like this used to do something. You see, like active widgets next frame. Huh. Maybe I can resurrect that. Look at that. It's kind of empty. So look like the functionality that I might be looking for is like inactive or something. Active widget add. Active widget deactivate all. Active widget equals widget. So there's some kind of an active widget. Wait, like it's just active widget. Oh, here you go. Thread safety question mark. These are all states we're currently drawing. Ooh. State stack. We're currently drawing. If someone on this stack and someone else does a deactivate, don't deactivate that guy. For example, drop down, drawing a button. I guess we can also use the state stack. So let's check a few things. First, we have an active widget. It's in scope module, which means we can do it like that. Get rect using get rect, yeah, and we can do active widget, right? So swap buffer, and if active widget it's probably always active. Active widget probably always exists, right? Oh no, it can be null. That's fine. It can be null. So we do platform wake oh. Windows here, wake up main thread, the window, let's see, if active widget undeclared identifier user active widget, what? Okay, WM user, why is it nice? Why is it inactive? I caught myself thinking that I was doing the opposite of the purpose for which John created the language. First thing I made after getting TUI library. Now you're doing a web server. I mean, I'm not doing games either. As you can see. So what happens if that's what I'm doing? Nothing really happens, I guess. Oh, so you see it works like that. I think it's because my text input is active. But if I click away, yeah, my UI stops. Right, so here my widget is active. And now you see we are re-rendering. So that kind of semi works, right? And okay, so does you have a way you can implement iterators for your own types? Yes, it does. It has for expansions, it's a macro to customize for loops. For example, you can iterate over hash tables and for loops, and you can iterate over hash tables so that it emits a key and a value, and it's implemented in user space through for expansion macro. Oh wait, it works. It pulsates. Does it? No, it does not. Yeah, I mean, they are kind of a compiler plugs. I mean, that's how they were designed, right? So yeah, this works. Oh, what? Ah, yeah. So if, oh, holy shit. I accidentally fucked it up. Oh no. Well, this is something. I mean, I will just let the user to expand the window. It's fine. So yeah, if I have an active widget, it works, right? So the UI is pulsating, but as soon as I click away, we don't re-render anymore. So active widgets, they kind of only give us half of the solution. And I assume that maybe the stack of active widgets also isn't going to work because it's kind of the same, part of the same thing. Right. What's that? Scissor stack. What was it called? Yeah, state stack. Yeah, these are states we are currently drawing. Maybe I can do this. If get rect state stack count more than 0, maybe that. Nope. Okay, yeah, so not quite. Not quite. Oh, and this doesn't work either. So active widget was closer to the solution, but yeah, active widget is different thing. We need to do something different. Start using state. So basically, I need some kind of an indicator that some kind of a UI element currently like does something, right? So it's actively in animation, or it is rendering, or it is doing something like that. And there is an active widget which works for text inputs that you activate, but a button that you hover over is not considered to be active for some reason. I guess I mean, I can get every state from every UI element that I'm drawing, and I can, oh, is it over? If we're over it, then do something. And if we need to do pulsating, also do the stuff. We can do something like that. Let me do a bathroom break real quick. Give myself another portion of a serious beverage, and I'm gonna do it the hard way. Just like God intended. I'll be right back. Oh, also I think I'm gonna run an ad so that by the time I come back, we don't have mid-rolls. Just like here. That thought might or might not have crossed my mind. Okay, I'll be right back. Uh, do you remember there was a meme about like a girl who were complaining that her viewers prefer looking at her empty chair? She was like, "Oh, I went away and a lot of people came to watch my chair, but as soon as I came back, like half of the viewers left. Are you guys would rather look at my chair than at me?" And I just noticed too that I came back, there was like a certain amount of viewers, and as soon as I entered the frame, like it dropped by like 30%. Anyway. Anyway. Speaking of Jai determines the fate, right? Maybe I need to. Maybe I will try to make a game or something, just to learn more about game dev. To create maybe like something simple. I don't know, asteroid clone or something. Is Jai ever gonna be released? Hey Puka. I mean, sure, of course. Of course, it is ever gonna be released. But right, like for John, releasability of Jai is when it hits like 1.0 or maybe 0.9, right? Like a very stable release. And just to remind you, all other modern like systems languages that are, you know, C alternatives, none of them is 1.0 yet. Just to remind you. The only difference between them and Jai is that they are in open beta and Jai is in closed beta. And yes, it will be released right after Silksong. Silksong is getting released. John plays it, and then he releases the compiler. Yeah. This is how it's gonna be. I'm absolutely sure. Actually, I think John didn't like Hollow Knight that much. If I recall correctly, he played it on release, but Hollow Knight on release was fucking dog shit. I mean, in terms of, you know, input handling and performance. So I'm not surprised at all. Probably had like a bunch of dropped input and all that stuff. But I might be mistaken. So please don't quote me on that. So let's look at the button again, and the update production value button. What it does, what this procedure does, is that it kind of calculates the current state of the animation, such as pulsating, flashing, and stuff like that. And it also uses state stack. If not DT. Then it does update over state. And then it does some kind of a factor. Yes, so what it does, it just sets a bunch of yeah. It does like a bunch of stateful shenanigans that determines whether the button is animated somehow. And I think we can abuse it, like get the state, and check if one of those is set, and in this case, just make sure the thread is woke. Raising the version number for system programming language might be a huge problem. I mean, you know, from 1.0 to 2.0, maybe yes. But from 0.9 to 1.0, just to signify, okay, now we are stable, you know? This sounds really, I mean, at some point you have to do that. You ever wrote a text editor? I mean, there's many ways to do that. I don't even think organizing text data structure in text editor is that big of a deal. You can literally do whatever. You will only hit some kind of performance issues at some huge sizes. I think focus just keeps the text in a buffer as an array of bytes or something. Maybe it also holds line endings to move the lines quicker. I don't know, probably. I think Vim stores the text as array of lines. I think, if I recall correctly. Yes, we have durations. And factors are between 0 and 1. So this means if we have so we can probably do that. Right, let's check. Let's just test it out. Let's say we have a button, right button. This is a profile button and it has a state. So if profile pulsating, we need to and we will have some kind of keep rendering, right, which is gonna be false by default. So if it's pulsating, fuck, where was it? I just literally looked at it. Oh, profile pulsating, yeah. Here it is. Yeah. Then we do keep rendering equals true. Right? And if you run our app, oh wait. So now it doesn't work now because I don't actually activate it. If I press add, nothing happens. Only if I move my mouse. let me close it, and at the end of the frame, ooh, that's a long frame, holy shit. If keep rendering, we are waking up our thread. Right, so I click add. Oh, yeah, it works after I triggered it, right? It works like after I triggered it. But I also need to do it on button presses and stuff like that. Right, so yeah, add, and I need to, yeah, triggered. Keikuna. I ended up with 3 buffers, one for text, one for 2D array representing the text on screen, and another one for the pixel data of the current view. I mean, maybe it's reasonable. So you haven't bothered with array of lines, right? Why do you need 2D array representing the text on screen? Is it so that you don't render in the entire file, or what? Yeah, I know that there's an article about how VS Code uses a combo of how VS Code structures its text buffer, but you can clearly use it for inspiration, but considering the overall VS Code performance, I don't know if you need to take everything, you know, kind of with a you know what you know what I mean, with like a as a final truth. So I guess I can do that, right? And now look at that. If I click, now we're animating our window. We are rendering. And even if I click away, we keep rendering. Yeah, we keep rendering. Look at that. Yeah, at the start they definitely could. That article is very funny because they fought so hard against Electron that you would literally start asking yourself, why do you went with Electron at all? There was a whole section on how like Node.js, C++ interop like cooked them really hard, because there was some kind of a limit to how much data you can pass between the native boundary and something else, and yeah, they had to tweak and optimize that part a lot. And you would start thinking, why would you do that at all? But I guess the answer is that they wanted plugins in TypeScript. I guess that's the reason. It's practically no reason to do cool storage optimizations for text rendering. Yeah, I also think so. I don't think storage is a bottleneck like at all. I think rendering would probably be a bottleneck like always. Or maybe editing when files are really huge. Or if you have multiple cursors and you edit a big file with parts of it off screen. I implemented the fonts from scratch, so I'm using 2D array of characters to have sort of way to know where to display stuff on the screen. Ah, I see. I can't say I fully understand that. Actually, I know. So you basically rely on the fact that your editor is rendering monospace, right? So you can map, you can map a character to a 2D array. Yeah, yeah, I see, I see. I understand now. Yeah, I see, I see. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. If you assume that you only render monospaced fonts, yeah, you can definitely do that. But yeah, so this kind of works, right? Now, if we add mapping, now you see this doesn't work because we don't set the render for every kind of button. So I wonder if we can check like active widget or something. I don't know. For now, let's do it. Where is it? So keep rendering if pulsating, or like if state that over factor, or state that pressed factor also keep rendering. You see what I mean? And so now I have over factor and nothing happens. Or wait, maybe it does happen. Oh, it's already, it's like, yeah, it's already active, right? Yeah, active state. Wait. Where do you write? Okay, we write a button and we... No, it's disable identifier. If wait, how do I? How do I render it? Ah, theme. Okay. And pulsating button theme, it just has, yes, it just has different surface color. Okay. Whew. I see. So it seems like over factor or pressed factor doesn't really work there. Maybe I can do this to like just order them to... Ah, they're floating point. Fuck. I actually can't even see if it like works or not. Oh, it works. You see, when I click, I get the full animation. So it totally worked. Because if I click on something else, you see it stacks. So yeah, that's gonna be our kind of way to do that. Yeah. So how do we organize it nicely? Because I don't want to check every fucking state all the time, you know what I mean? maybe I like abstract creating a button, have my own little button helper, and inside I will use some kind of a state. So, compression-oriented programming. Yes, that's it. Anyone knows what compression-oriented programming is? I feel like I have an audience that definitely at least heard about it. So check it out. I need to make some kind of a change to my code base, which introduces a bunch of boilerplate. I need to draw a button, and then based on this some kind of a thing on the state of that button, I need to set something in my global state. And I will have to do this for every button I draw in my UI, for every single button I draw in my UI. And this is a lot of code, right? For every button. And I'm like, a lot of code. But then you realize that this is the time when you feel this, that I don't want to do it anymore, it's too much boilerplate. This is when you abstract away. Because now I draw every button in line, and what I can do instead is to extract it in the procedure and just use this procedure for every button. Yes, and it's not just, oh, he discovered extracting the functions out of scope or whatever. It's not just that, it's that you don't do it blindly. You don't just abstract shit away because it looks nicer or you think it's a usable abstraction. You delay that for as long as you can, and you only do it when, like, okay, it doesn't fit into your scope anymore. And by scope I mean mental scope. I don't mean like a screen or whatever. Yeah. So now it's finally time to compress our buttons. Let's go. And if you need to know the original article about it, I mean, because, right, it sounds silly, like, oh, dude, just extract functions. Are you fucking stupid? Yeah. Compression, semantic compression, yeah, by Casey Muratori. So it's not just some nobody here. I'll drop the link in the chat. And I'll drop it to YouTube too, because we have a lot of people on YouTube today, comparatively speaking. Yeah. It reminded me that I haven't checked out new Focus version in a long time. They finally fixed a bug that used to annoy me before. We are getting out from Sublime jail. Sublime jail. That's great. I would have definitely used Focus. The only reason why I don't use Focus is because I have a massive Stockholm syndrome for Emacs. Ooh, look at this profile picture. I have massive fucking Stockholm syndrome in Emacs. At the point that I'm actually just considering writing my own Emacs or something. Or, rather an editor that for me will replace Emacs with exact functionality of Emacs that I use, that I depend on, I think this sounds familiar, right? Because Alan Webster, the author of 4Coder, I think he started 4Coder exactly with this in mind, because to get rid of Emacs. Now it's my turn. Hey Mythic, it's time to read. Yeah, I periodically reread that. So I guess that's what we're gonna do. We are going to abstract away button. Yeah, welcome. Yeah, we're going to abstract the button away, and And what else? I guess it's gonna accept same based arguments, but it will also accept whether the button should be pulsating or not, because whether the button is pulsating, I think, depends on whether it's active or not. Yeah. How do you pulsate arrows? Do I do the same thing for arrows? Oh no, I just literally do lerp. I can just do this, you know? I can use the factors for the colors. And same here. So I don't just, you know, no way, actually I can't do that. Because I want to pulsate the button, not when I hover over it, but when the button should be active. So yeah, let's do that. Let's try this new abstraction thing out. I've heard code abstraction is a very powerful tool. I've never abstracted code myself before. I think it's time to try it out. And so we, I guess, do that, right? Do I think I can even maybe have it as a module. Let's try to abstract as a module right away, maybe. I have a modules and maybe not a module, maybe as a loadable thingy, right? This is a file like UI.jai. What? No, bro. UI.jai, and what is it, like Control J? No, I forgot. I always forget how to create like new files. If they partially autocomplete, this is how you do it. So it's gonna be scope file import get rect import. No, it's like that. It's without. And button is gonna accept the same exact parameters as a button. Where is it? Yeah. Like this. And I have to namespace everything. Let's do it like that. Can I just yeah, pressed is undeclared. And what I want to do also on the top, there's like load Linux, load Windows, also load UI.chai. Undeclared identifier texture. Theme button theme identifier S64 location color location texture. I think it's in simp, right? Is it in simp? Yes, it is in simp. State button state. So get rect button state was just press, was just release. Disable press, disable over. Texture is texture, and everything is like that. Yeah, now we do was just pressed, state was just released equals gr.button, and we just shove everything there. So rectangle, text, theme, identifier, location, texture, disable over, disable press, right? And we just return was just pressed, state was just released. Let's go, and here instead of calling button from get_rect, we're going to call like our button. Let's even rename it for now. Our button. Let's remove the scope and see if this shit compiles. Type mismatch, incompatible struct, wanted rect. Given, oh shit. It should be left-handed, of course. Okay, nice. It works. We will also be using a current program state, and keep re-rendering is will be here on program state. Need to scroll profiles bool and need to re-render equals false. Now draw one frame is going to set need to re-render to false at the start, and this will do the thing. So we also need to send whether it's pulsating or not. Pulsate equals profile pulsating. Now this rect false state over. I think we need to just copy here. Pulsate. Pulsate. Oh, this is a return. These are returns. State false. Need to re-render true. Update production value button. It's get rect. And r false state dot over. And I guess pulsating theme. Because otherwise, we'll just use our regular theme. Right? What if we don't do that? What if we just pass theme? We just pass theme and see what's gonna happen. Our button. Yeah. Compile me senpai. What? Wanted button theme given. Oh shit, it's already a pointer. Keep rendering. Need to re-render. Just like that. And we got this button. Oh, and if we do add, I think it's pulsating. What do you think? This looks like it's pulsating to me. Oh wait, it's because I click like that. So we deactivate any kind of widgets. It is literally pulsating. Okay, this is promising. Now let's switch all buttons to this stuff. What's that? Surface color. Pulsating button theme. Yeah. Button. Our button, this. Okay, now add profile. Yeah, add profile will be our button. And I think our button should never pulsate. Let's see if it compiles. Okay. It's add profile. Yeah. Look at this. It works. It pulsates. This one, it kind of flickers a little bit. But yeah, I think that's because of how timer resets. I'm not concerned about it that much. Yeah. It's fine. Hey, Alexel. Am I from Argentina? No. I am not. From Argentina. Our button. Now this is gonna be our button 2, active profile. Next one, emergency, our button. This is interesting one, mapping. So now if I run the program, mappings are not gonna pulsate. Yeah, literally getting stuck. But if we do our button and also source pulsating, right? So pulsate equals this. And I think I can do that. Then if I press on the source, ooh yeah, look at that. We are pulsating the source. This literally works. Easy clap, you just read the code, you understand the code, and you use the code. That's programming 101 for you. And also, can I ask where are you from? You can ask. I am from Russia, but I live in Serbia at the moment. And also ask the chances I get Jai better if I ask by mail. At the moment, I'm afraid your chances are pretty slim unless you work on something really interesting. Because after the Primeagen got access to beta, there are rumors that there's been a lot of emails. But this isn't working yet. Cool, great. We keep doing that. Also, should we really change the theme? What if I just do just mappings button theme? It works, but the theme is like, it's a little subtle. I need more kind of juice. So we will leave this one intact. Yeah. Great. And same with this destination. Also. I forgot about Prime getting better access. Yeah, it figured he's spammed now. Yeah, John's like a bit spammed now. Mapping before drop down. Oh, we need to do that as well. So, although actually drop down isn't really important, because as a matter of fact, why would people leak the compiler? Like, why? What's the point? Like, what is the reason to do that? Like, for some reason, people think that for some reason, people think that John is hiding Jai because he's like evil or something. He wants to keep it to himself. No, the only reason he does closed beta so he isn't bottlenecked on the feedback, because he can't handle too much feedback, right? And he doesn't want to waste people time. And yeah, it's not like there's some incentive to leak it or whatever. Like there's literally no reason to leak it. It's not gonna help anyone. It definitely isn't gonna help people who download like pirated compiler, right? Because if there's some kind of a bug in that particular version, you're not gonna get updates. Second, it definitely gonna hurt like Thekla itself, because people all start using it, start writing articles in it. If something isn't ready, they will like, I mean, you know how it goes. You know how it goes. So it's just a lot of noise. And I mean, it's just like kind of a dick move. It's not, I would understand if it's, like paid product and people upload it to torrent because they're pirates. I mean, I would understand that, right? People just like free shit, basically. But this is just like this is a completely different scenario. Anyway, I don't think if I'm gonna wrap a drop down for now. Let's skip this. Actually, no, I want to. Yeah, that's the email. Am I gonna wrap an entire GetRect module? I wonder. Am I just gonna wrap an entire one? We'll see, we'll see. For now, let's skip the drop down. Arrow. Okay, it is time. It is literally time to do this. And let's see what it needs. Unclaimed identifier S. What is S? So we have R, right? What else? Yeah, so and it's gonna be R, not S. Source rect S.x. Okay, so we do that. We get the mode rectangle, and we literally do arrow on top of rectangle, right? And here mode R. So here I'm gonna replace mode R with just R. Let's see. Unable to parse type instantiation. Okay, yeah. Mode state. State is a drop down state. gr dot mode state and mode state to just state. What's next? mismatching levels of in direction. So let's do that. Undeclared identifier drop down theme. UI.jai drop down theme. Let's do like that. Theme is a drop down theme, and I think it's gonna be a pointer to drop down theme. We're gonna replace everything here with drop down theme to theme. And here we do theme and declared identifier theme. It's not just theme, it's a drop down theme, and it's GR namespace. Wait, I thought I literally button width. Where did they get a button width? Oh shit, like here. But shouldn't it be in a rectangle, in a like width of the rectangle? Let's do just r.w, mapping that mode. What Jet is talking about? I don't really think people downloading a compiler leaked from closed beta would draw too many damning conclusions. Of course they will. Of course they will. Absolutely they will. And I don't really think that, you know, people who will go through the hoops to like access something leaked, you know, just because of curiosity or whatever, they, you know, can draw like normal conclusions. I don't think that's the case. I definitely think you're being too generous. Yeah. Swarm of enemies. I mean, it's just, you know, it just depends on the purpose. Like, he doesn't want to release the beta because he wants to, you know, handle high quality feedback from kind of curated list of people, right? Because as soon as you open that, you will get a bunch of talk about fucking casting syntax or something. Mapping. Wait, where is the mapping coming from? Oh yes, I do like mapping mode is mapping mode, right? Yeah. Where's the arrow? Mapping that mode. Oh, not here. What? What's that? Ah, yeah, I'm not reading it correctly. It's a mapping mode. Okay. Can't assign to an immutable argument. Oh shit. R equals to, where's that? I fucked up. Let's open Git and remember how it was, because yeah. It was oh yeah, it's like we're just modifying mode R. We actually modifying that, but yeah, let's do it like that. Base rect, and then we do R base rect. Holy, oh, look at that. It worked. And it literally like, ooh, look at this. I think we're somewhat interpreting it correctly, even though probably like accidentally. Okay, we do all that. We draw arrow and using current program state and great job, I closed Emacs. Yeah, fuck Emacs. UI.jai compile .exe. There you go. So we're doing the arrow. We have drop down state. In which case do we want to like re-render? We want to re-render if either of those, right? If either of those colors if either of those factors, right? If basically either of those are active. Yeah. Over factor, down effect, pressed factor. So let's extract those. And this is gonna be down effect T, whatever it is. Maybe I don't actually need this. And pressed factor. Now I think we can just do this, and we can also do why do you have two different colors, I wonder? Frame color. Ah, okay, I see why. So oh, I forgot to yep, if over factor or down effect T or pressed factor need to re-render equals true. That's the deal. Look at that, we're pulsating. How cool is that? Nice. So button arrows are handled. I'm gonna rewrite them real quick. I need another bathroom break and I need to get myself more water. I'll be right back. And while I'm on a break, I'm gonna run an ad, so by the time I'm back, we don't have ads. How about that? I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere or I'll find you. What's up, gamers? Open source can be good if it has a good direction. Yes, it can be good if it has good direction. But if it doesn't have good direction, it's not gonna be good. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Yep. Yeah, nice. So, okay, now I need to fix the destination. I know, very insightful thoughts on the stream. It's now our button, and pulsate equals dest pulsating. Right. Pew. Now it's pulsating. Look at that. Epic. Now delete button. Actually, I don't even do anything for deletion, but we can still draw it through our button. And scrollable region. What else? We do re-rendering. I think we also need to yeah, profile selector. This only works the first step. Okay, this is actually irrelevant to do because I fixed that in text input and submitted a patch. Text input. Okay, this is handled via active widget check. So yeah, I don't need to wrap this for now. Button, maybe our button, and this is it. Let's check it out. I hover, we pulsate, I hover, animation change, I press add, we are pulsating as fuck. I even can do that. Yeah, it all works. If I click, we flash, right? Nice. I can delete, I can add again. We can do that. Ooh, look at this, fucking sexy. Yeah, we can type, we can click away, but we still pulsate what we need. This is so epic. This is incredibly epic. Well, that was surprisingly easy. I mean, I had to read more of a source code, and I mean, the way I did that is still a little bit hacky. It's a little bit hacky, but it's clean, so I'm honestly fine. Let me just, this. Did you know that Zig doesn't have multi-line comments? What an amateur language. Damn. This is a wrapper around some get rect to support stuff like pulsating and support re-rendering state. Support need to re-render in our program state. Our button, arrow. What else can we, while we're here, do I really want to just, you know, just keep everything in the UI? Just, you know, basically re-import, re-export get rect. Do I really want to do that now? I don't, honestly, I don't think I want. Yeah, for now, let's keep it like that. Let's check this in. Stage. Let's space it out a bit. Space stuff out a bit. Artificially increasing amount of lines of code. I'm gonna get paid so fucking much. Hell yeah. What the fuck? Why is it 2 spaces? Bruh. I just like when top level stuff is separated by 2 spaces. I guess it's my Python background. Although I'm definitely not very consistent when it comes to that. Yeah, whatever. Windows. Introduce suspended rendering on Windows. Holy shit. Nice. Whew. That only took 2.5 hours of work. And partially there I was just researching. What are we talking about? People, let me read the chat. There's nothing inherently good about privately developed software either. You could argue that, you know, money incentive kind of correlates with quality. And I mean, maybe now Microsoft and Photoshop are bloated beyond any reason, but don't forget that they were really good one day. You know, so when they were highly incentivized by money, before they had a monopoly, they were really good. And they actually like deserved, you know, their market placement. Of course, nowadays they mostly free ride. I don't disagree with that. And for modern Microsoft, Windows is just a rounding error on their kind of yearly bill, because most of their money actually comes from the cloud hosting. So it makes sense why, you know, Windows is so bad these days. But yeah, you don't forget that they were very good one day. They were the best one day. But design by the committee is also bad. I also agree with that. You know, it's kind of, yeah, both of you are right, but you know, life is complicated and balance is hard. What do we do next? Let's go to main, prevent constant re-rendering. This is a very scary thing I need to do on Linux. Let's handle Alt F4. It's hard to convey everything in Twitch chat anyway. No, you must debate until the very end. Must come on top from every conversation in the internet. This is the only way to ensure your dominance. Where are, okay, events this frame. So quit close. So if equals window close, or is alt F4, right? So is alt F4 equals false if event type equals keyboard and event dot, I forgot what it was, module input, event type equals keyboard, key current state, gamepad, key code. Where's the event struct? Yeah, and event. Alt F4, yeah, and event key pressed. If not pressed, it's a key release. I wonder why it's U32 and not like Boolean. Probably because it's migrated from C, and in C it's just an integer. Why do I mentioned Python and now I do this shit in the code base. And event that key code equals dot F4, I think, right? Yeah, it's F4. And event dot, where is it? Where is it? Where am I modifier? Okay. Oh, I can just do this. Alt pressed is alt F4 equals true. Yeah, I can do that. So here we go. Alt F4. First try. Ooh. And we can restore. Yeah. Alt F4. Easy clap. Nice. For shipping, make high close to tray optional. Actually, I think after I do that, I can unironically just ship Windows version. I think I can unironically just ship Windows version. And then I can delay Linux a bit when I... it's not really a bug, like, you know, do not grab device, but it's just a kind of a food gun. If something goes wrong, I just cock user's computer and they are unable to use it. So we will introduce a global settings. I guess for now, our global settings is just a single checkbox. Right? And yeah. Oof. I don't even know what would be a proper UI for that. What would the proper UI for that will be? Let me look at it. So here's the program, right? Are there any improvements to the old C version? No, nada, none. I just completely abandoned it. I will just drop this and we will be happy. I need to go to sleep, but now I won't be able to until the stream is finished. Hey Gilles, my apologies. Because I'm gonna stream for 8 more hours. I'm joking, actually. I'm not gonna stream for 8 more hours. Yeah. Wait a second. Week. Yeah. The fuck. Yep. This is so great, but I need to make settings. So how do I organize them? Well, first of all, I need to allow user to resize my window. I don't know why I made it impossible. Why would I do that? Yeah, now user can freely resize. Oh, yikes. That's why. Interestingly enough, that on Linux, you don't have these artifacts. That's why I did it. I remember. This is so nasty. Ugh. Ugh. Is this where Windows people do stuff like dangerous thread crew, right? Where your Windows platform layer is processing resize events in a loop so that you don't block your UI or something. While you're resizing. Anyway, where do I draw settings? We have a lot of place here. Ooh. What do we do? What do you do? Ta, 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 ta. Look at that. I think if I open like control blah blah blah, it's not even gonna render anything, right? So here's our process. GPU almost 0%. Here, like 0 point, like, yeah, basically nothing. But as soon as I move my mouse, you see like 4%, right? We're rendering. And as soon as I get it back, it drops to 0. Nice. Do you actually handle... Oh, I also need to rescale my interface. Yeah, I don't rescale my interface when the DPI changes. Hey Nanometer, I actually do. Welcome, welcome. I don't have Alt-GR on my keyboard on my computer, but I can do Alt-right here and caps lock. Here, you see, I can bind right Alt to caps lock. Yep. We definitely do that. Neckbird final boss. Hey Talan. Hello. But yeah, I think I'm handling pretty much everything. I used a magic regedit thing for that, but I didn't redo it when I bought a new computer. Oh, yeah, I see what you mean. Like this. Before I got my computer, before I got my mechanical keyboard where you can, flash new firmware and rebind caps lock to control, to like write alt, whatever. I used to install some kernel mode driver that maps caps lock to control, because the regedit register edit, it didn't work in some cases. Like some applications I think would totally ignore it if they use raw input or whatever. So registry wasn't always working, and that's why I found a kernel mode kind of driver. I think it's based on interception tools or something. But yeah, it would totally remap caps lock to control. But yeah, I can do that in my program as well. You only need it for Notepad++. Yeah, that makes sense. In my case, actually, I don't have a global profile yet. So this is something for future to-dos. For now, you can only do the bindings for a particular focused application. Right? In my case, like for Hollow Knight, these are my Hollow Knight mappings. Okay. So where do we put our settings? Do I just put them like here? Or do I add another button? Like, I don't know. How does RTSS look? RTSS. So here's RivaTuner statistics server, right? It's kind of like the vibe I was aiming for. Well, maybe, with bigger buttons. Where are the settings? Oh. What the fuck are settings? I can't find them. Oh, setup, and you get hit with the additional window where you can click stuff. Oh, it's transparent. Holy shit. That's fancy. Yeah, maybe I can do that as well. Like I can do add, delete here, like together, and then have settings here. I can definitely do that. You only needed it for Notepad++. I see. What is this tool? Yeah, it is a key remapper, but it can remap keys in a different style. Like for example, A and D, you see the arrow is kind of two-sided. This makes it so that if you hold them at the same time, the one that's pressed last wins against the one that you previously pressed. So even if you like holding A and pressing D, this program will unpress A, and then when you release D, it will press it back, right? It's for stuff like perfect turnarounds or perfect strafes in games. In my layout, brackets is Alt GR and M. and semicolon it's RGL, comma. I didn't want to retrain myself to another layout. I see. The Hollow Knight runners use Riva Tuner for some frame rate tricks. On old patches, yes, some do. On the latest patch, there is a built-in frame restrictor in the game, and they use that one instead. I mean, Hollow Knight is a Unity game, right? And Unity has a lot of frame-dependent stuff. And naturally, Hollow Knight has a lot of frame-dependent glitches. So certain tricks only work if you have VSync enabled, and only if your VSync is gonna capped to a particular amount of frames. And so yeah, on all these patches you would just, and also even apart from that, there are certain enemies in Hollow Knight that are FPS dependent, and the bigger your frame rate is, the faster they move. So you have to limit your frame rate in one way or the other, because the game just breaks at a certain point. But in current patch, you just enable VSync and it's totally fine for speedrunning. For speedrunning. Yeah. If they move faster, yeah, true. There's a particular NPC that can hit you out of Crystal Dash during a hitless section of the game if you uncap your frame rate, and literally ruin your run. That can happen. Okay, let's maybe I mean, my old runs are on YouTube, on my gaming channel, so you can watch my old runs. But my best run is not even in top 10 anymore. It used to be world record. Now it's not even top 10. 2.5 years later. Yeah. Kids are getting better. What can you do? I don't even listen to music anymore. I can get my headphones off. Tray, close to tray. How do we, I guess, current program state. I can put it here and maybe set it as false. Right. And so now the program will completely close. Here you see compilation finished and the program is literally closed. Yeah. And so now I probably need to introduce some kind of a section to my profile, right? This is my custom profile format. And I look for profile start line, but I guess I can start with global settings. So before we start handling profiles, I will just look for that. Parse settings. Yeah, I need to cover it with tests, but alas. While true line consume, looking for separator, expected profile separator. Yeah, bye-bye, Nanometer. Have fun watching the VOD. I actually haven't watched it. But I lately don't have much time watching VOD streams anyway. Where was to Expedia? Yeah. So let's, instead of looking for profile start, we will be doing basically this section, the section that parses stuff separated by columns. Yeah, and I guess maybe I should extract this case. I can also cheat a little bit, and I can put the tray under every kind of game profile. It's gonna be a little dirty, right? But yeah, I mean, I'll probably just do that on, but then I will have to store it on a profile. I don't really want to store it on a profile. I want to store it globally. Yeah. Let's not cheat. While true, consume next line. If not equal line profile start. Actually, I'll probably, I'm just thinking of how to make it more sort of ergonomic. Do I require global settings to be set? I guess I do. Right, so first we search for known global settings, right? And then we start looking for profiles, kind of like that. So what do we do here? We do something like I do here. Let's just do this in line. Column found, left, right, split from left, line and character, colon. If not colon found, found, this means there are no global settings defined. If not, let file break. Otherwise, we'll look for colon or profile start, right? So if not colon found, try to do this. Then yell and break. Else, if colon found, we do wait. No, this is totally fine. Left equals trim left to lower in place left, and if left equals case close to tray, then we do current program state equals current program state dot close to tray equals true. That's basically it. Otherwise, I need some kind of a stopgap, like default. Is it default? Yeah, just like that. Where was it? Here. Unexpected global configuration ignored this. And it's not like that. I also need to check the right one. Yeah, close to tray. Right equals stream right. There was like is active. Yeah, like that. If result equals true, blah 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 equals true. Yeah. Where were I? Help. Yeah, here. If result equals true, we do this. Easy clap. Otherwise, error. And I think what we do is we continue. Right, do we just continue? Yeah, we just continue. So let me continue. Cool. Now let's recompile and see what gives. Profile parsed successfully. Nice. And I also need, apart from profile parsing successfully, I also need to serialize it. Serialize settings for profile, and before profile happens, config header settings version. I also need to print to builder and close to tray colon this, and close to tray, and let me use current program state, something like that, right? And if I, for example, change anything, now I should be writing it back to the profile. Okay, here. Oh shit. I need to write it with an end, with the end line. So yeah, just like that. And let's see if I can parse it. Expected to find profile configuration string, aka something separated by colon. So I don't quite got it correctly over here. Right, so we do that. And I think I need to continue here. Yes. I need to continue here. Hop, yeah. Parsed successfully. And now if I close it, we close it all together. Yeah. But if I go to my settings and change it to true and recompile, now if I try to close it, it should be minimized. Yeah, you see compilation is not finished, and when I switch window, it still finds them. And I can unminimize it by clicking in the tray. You don't see the tray, but I click an icon in the tray and it gets back to foreground. Okay, so setting is implemented. And now what I can do is to add a UI for it. I don't know if I want to bother adding a UI for it now. I kind of implemented the main functionality and it's probably good enough for now. So I can just add a checkbox of screen, I guess, of stream. Let me do it like that. Remove the to do. Actually, there's like a couple safety measures I can add, maybe like disallow multiple binds for the same button, disallow to bind a button to itself. There was something else dangerous that I know I can do. Or maybe it's gonna be for future. I just like release and say that, okay, you can do that, but please don't. Please don't. Yeah. Anything else I need to brush out before I ship? Maybe something here. Yeah, bye tool. Thanks for hanging out. Oh yeah, this one. Totally forgot about it. Band setting profile for the app itself. Yeah, this is also kind of important. But it's also very easy to do. I'll probably just do it off stream. And then I'm gonna compile release mode, put it on GitHub, and we are going to be very happy ever after. I'm kind of tired. I know I usually stream like 5 hours or something, but didn't get much sleep and also had an exhausting day at work. Yeah, so yeah, I guess it's gonna be it for me. Let's maybe rate. What we're gonna rate? There's Kujo is streaming. That's pretty nice. We're gonna rate him. Okay. Thanks everyone for watching. I will come back tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow we'll do like a Linux stream to add like static compilation to Jai, something like that. I wanted to kind of also publish it to GitHub, but it just kind of hangs around on my laptop. So I need to brush it off and make it kind of serviceable. So yeah, here's my shill links. You can follow me everywhere. Discord is where I post stream notifications when I go live. And yeah, that's gonna be it for today. Thanks a lot for watching, and bye.